So now that this whole Saquon Barkley plan with Dave Gettleman panned out, let's just see if we were better off selecting Sam Darnold last year. So let's start off with what we have now. We have our quarterback. We have a decent offensive line. We're still missing a right tackle. Wide receiver depth, I think, is good. We're missing a guy out on the edge, like a big presence guy, like a DK Metcalf that can actually play. And and then on our defense, we're missing about 2 linebackers. We need an outside linebacker. Our defensive front's pretty good. Now we have Dexter Lawrence. Our corners, I think, are good. We don't know what Sam Beal is going to do yet. But, yeah, you have Janoris Jenkins. DeAndre Baker should replace him next year. You have a solid 3 corners. At the safety spot, we have Jabril Peppers, who's going to be developing, and then Bethea, who is just like a 1-year stopgap. Maybe we draft a guy this year to kind of see if he replaces him in the 3rd round. As far as the 3rd round, I think a good safety is going to drop there. Even though some good safeties got taken, like Darnell Savage. I'm not sure if he was that good. Jonathan Abram. Maybe Deontay Thompson drops. Taylor Rapp. Those names drop to us at 95, I think it is. But we don't have picks for a while, so we'll be on the clock for a while. As far as other needs, as far as 35, right tackle, whoever's the best player available, I think you go for need at 95. And then for the rest of them, I think you try to get a wide receiver that's pretty good, like a big guy, and fill some other needs, the best player available type thing. So we still have 6 picks. We still have 6 picks. Like I said, I wouldn't have gone with Daniel Jones. I would have gone with Josh Allen to help that linebacker spot, but and he was the best player available. I don't get what Dave Gettleman's doing. But you had your guy. I was done with selecting guys in the 4th round. Maybe we could develop this guy. Maybe he's a successor to Eli. If he's your guy, he's your guy. And yeah, so let's go on to what it could have been with Sam Darnold. So if we would pick Sam Darnold, even though there would have been a different line of reasoning for taking him, I think we still would have selected the same guys. You still would have got Will Hernandez, B.J. Hill, Lorenzo Carter. Oh, yeah, Lorenzo Carter's our other linebacker. I totally forgot about him. And then, so you just go through. We have a lot of young talent in our defense. And I actually think that next year we'll be targeting Jadeveon Clowney, our big guy, because we'll have so much cap space. Jadeveon Clowney's a little bit injury prone for my liking, but I think we're going to target one of those big guys next year that are going to be on the free market. I think Myles Garrett might be too. No, I don't think so, because it was 2017, so this is his 3rd year coming up. Anyway, so, what was I talking about? We would have selected the same pieces we did. I'm not sure what we would have done with the Kyle Lauletta pick, but I don't really know. So as far as what the season would have gone like, I think we would have had around the same record, because it was pretty much the same pieces. Sam Darnold, I don't think he would have started for us, because remember, we have Eli Manning. It's like, oh yeah, wait, we have Eli Manning. He probably wouldn't have been the starter. He would have been sitting behind Eli. We probably would have had the same record. And as far as what would be going on this season, I don't know. There'd be a quarterback battle between Eli Manning and Sam Darnold. And I think we would have kept Odell Beckham to keep that solid rock. We wouldn't have had Saquon Barkley. We wouldn't have had a solid running game. Our offensive line would have been putrid. I think we almost would have been worse last year. So let's say, honestly, we picked number 3 overall this year. Let's say for shits and giggles, we picked number 3 overall. We wouldn't have had Saquon Barkley, and I think he was good for a couple wins. I honestly do. And in his replacement, we picked the guy who didn't play, so there's that. So, I mean, we'd have the 3rd overall pick. I think we would have went Josh Allen with it. I honestly don't think we would have gotten rid of so many players that we did. Like Olivier Vernon, we got rid of Landon Collins. We would have gotten rid of. We wouldn't have gotten Odell, so we wouldn't have that 3rd round pick and that 1st round pick. So we would have had 1 and 2. We wouldn't have got rid of Damon Harrison. We would have had from the 3-4. I think we would have gotten rid of 1 player. We switched from a 3 to a 3-4, so that means we have 1 less player on the line. And I don't think Olivier Vernon would have fit well as a linebacker. I think he was more of a guy on the line. Okay, so we'd had Damon Harrison up the middle, B.J. Hill. Maybe that would have been like the Dexter Lawrence. The thing is about Damon Harrison, he was on a team-friendly deal. It was a pretty team-friendly deal, so I think we would have kept him. Olivier Vernon probably would have been gone. But, so we would have gotten Kevin Zeitler. We would have helped Sam Darnold out. I think that's a logical position. I think we would have made that same move. And then, as far as the linebacking core, I mean, we would have selected Josh Allen number 3. I hope you know. We would have selected him at number 3. And we would have had a 2nd round pick. And we probably would have selected a right tackle and helped our offensive line. So we would have had a really stout offensive line for Sam Darnold to come into. I think Sam Darnold would have been the starter this year, and we would have cut Eli. And we would have had like $20-something million to spend. And with that $20 million, pick the position. There were so many free agents available. Maybe we would have gotten Le'Veon Bell, and we'd be in the similar positions to the Jets. I'm just thinking about it, and it would have been pretty ideal. You have cornerback Janoris Jenkins, who we would have cut next year. But we pretty weak corners. We wouldn't have that strong corners because we're not sure what Sam Beal can do quite yet. We wouldn't have gotten Jabril Peppers. I think Landon Collins, I think we would have let him walk too because he was worth too much money. I think we would have let him walk and then signed a Le'Veon Bell or somebody like that. Actually, no, maybe not Le'Veon Bell because of his personality, but I think Landon Collins was gone because he wanted too much money. Yeah, we'd have been out on safety. Our defensive backs would have been way weaker than what they are now, but our linebacking core with Alec Ogletree, Josh Allen, that would have been way stronger than it is right now. So flip that. And then as far as the future for the Giants, I think it would be pretty positive. You would have had Eli Manning last year kind of going out his last hurrah, whatever. We had 3 wins. Okay, we all agree kind of he sucks. Let's get rid of him. And he's not that bad right now. Maybe we would have traded him to a different team for like a fifth, maybe the Joe Flacco treatment. Yeah, and we still would have had that big hole at running back. There weren't too many running back free agents in this year's class. Marshawn Lynch retired. We would have picked maybe Jordan Howard or Jay Ajayi to help him for a couple years before we drafted a marquee running back like Saquon Barkley. As far as where Saquon Barkley would have went, he probably would have went to the Browns, honestly. Maybe, I don't know, because they did pick Nick Chubb later in the draft with their, I think, second round pick. But, yeah, so Saquon Barkley most likely would have went to the Browns. And you had Baker Mayfield and Saquon Barkley, the 2 leading candidates for Rookie of the Year on the freaking same team. That would have been insane. The Giants wouldn't have had that many draft picks to fix our holes, but we would have had a strong defensive line, but not too strong of a secondary. We wouldn't have had a strong run game, but we had had a great offensive line. As far as the ideal scenario with this draft, I think the ideal scenario with this draft would have beaten the ideal scenario that I just mentioned with last year's draft. But honestly, I do think that the option with Sam Darnold would have been better at this point. It all depends on how Daniel Jones pans out. Think about it. We skipped on Sam Darnold for Daniel Jones. That's pretty much what happened. So they're going to be in direct comparison with each other. He has high shoes to fill. Hasn't really been put in high-pressure situations. He reminds me a lot of Eli Manning in the fact that but when he doesn't have the talent that surrounds him, he kind of looks bad. But once he has good talent, it's like, oh, wait, this guy can actually play. And he's not. The thing about Daniel Jones is I'm worried. He needs to start getting used to good players being surrounded that actually catch the ball. When the other scenario, you would have had so many good wide receivers for him. But this year, with Daniel Jones, his scenario that he's going to be put into, I think he's going to end up doing pretty well. You're going to have a decent offensive line, not an elite offensive line. But yeah, we would have been better in the trenches if with the Sam Darnold situation, which I thought that's what we wanted. We wanted to build in the trenches. We got the Dexter Lawrence for Damon Harrison. Those are pretty much the same guys that swapped. We would have had a little less cap flexibility, but we would have brought in Le'Veon Bell, which would have been fine for a couple years. I'm not sure if he was the right personality. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. What scenario is better? What do you think the scenarios would have been? What we would have done? And hope you guys enjoy this video. And see you in my next one. Bye, guys.